Hello everyone and welcome back to Zelda Speedruns. We've got to you and A Link to the Past Crosskeys tournament match today. In the winner's bracket round 2, Amazing Ampharos will be facing off against AceZer0. So, we've got an awesome match for you today, and commentating today will be CyberCharX and Jay Coper. Say hello.
Hello.
Hello. Looking forward to this one. Got a winner's bracket match here, and it should be a fun one. AA had a pretty crazy seed last time. Didn't get to watch AceZero's race, I don't believe, but yeah, both pretty good at Crosskeys, and looking forward to this. How are you doing, CCX?
I'm doing good. Yeah, these runners are pretty good at Link to the Past Randomizer in general. AA, of course, also has a pretty high finish in Z1 Randomizer, and right away we have a big key to Eastern Palace. That's normally I'd say that's a great early find, but this is Crosskeys, so it's not quite the great early find that it would be in regular Key Sanity, because there's no guarantee that we'll actually find Eastern Palace anytime soon.
Yeah, Eastern Palace key is just nice to have because once you get a bow, which there are two of out in the world, you can full clear Eastern when you first find it, which is great because there's always a lot of debate about when you do Eastern.
And we find Thieves Town, so that's 4 early chests, even without any keys.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too shocked if we find something here. Often something good in Thieves Town front 4.
Yeah. So it's you gotta be careful in here. With 3 hearts, you can take a death very quickly in this dungeon.
Yeah. Often to your advantage since you want a death warp, but I expect that both of these guys are going to save and quit. And we got a glove, which is beautiful.
Glove is definitely good early position, and we get our first pod small key. Going to need a bunch of those in this seed. At least 4. Usually want a 5th one just in case you have to go in there early and open the front door. Not to mention it also saves time to be able to open that front door.
Yeah, every pod key at the start is more useful than the last, basically. Yeah, it looks like Ace is starting by heading right over to the eastern area, which is an interesting route.
Yeah, it's certainly not a bad play. Having that glove makes routing this area a little bit easier, but yeah, Kakariko is usually just as much of a treasure trove in Crosskeys for all of its entrances as it is in regular rando for all of its chests.
Yeah, looks like AA is doing the exact same thing. That's interesting. I don't know if he normally does this. AA has usually kind of set routes that he opens with based on where the sanctuary location is.
Yeah, I wonder if maybe this was AA's route and AceZer0 knows it and is like trying to make sure, like trying to neutralize the meta there. And we get some sort of dark room on AceZero's side, but yeah, it looks like he's not going to try to get through that. We find... is that the back of... Which cave is that? It's one of the Death Mountain caves.
It's the ferry connector.
Yeah. Oh, and we find the Misery Mire area. That's an interesting... it's an interesting connector to find, but it doesn't look like it's going to be of much use just yet. But it could be a good thing to know once they find the mirror.
Yeah, it looks like Ace has made the same decision.
Yep, but the only thing we find is Cave 45 with a big 20.
We got one more entrance to check here, I think. Or is
No,
AA going to walk back?
Yeah, it's just... Oh, right, that's... There's another exit to that cave that he came in through.
Well, it just goes back to where he started. So, that's an interesting choice. I'm a little confused why he would bother with this.
Walk it back? I don't know. Maybe one to check other things in the area.
Yeah. I don't know. Oh, Ace has a bomb, and he's gonna go ahead and check the back of escape. Oh, hey, there's a bow. Nice. Now we can full clear Eastern.
Yeah. All we need to do is find it. He's going back to the sanctuary. I was wondering if maybe he was going to try a hula hand, but it looks like that's not really in the cards just yet. And we're going to see what Sank is. That's Magic Bat, I think, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So, it's another drop down out of the way. And looks like we're getting some route divergence. AA is heading to the south, while AceZer0 is going to check Death Mountain entrance.
I don't know if this is typical routing for AA or not. It's definitely interesting decision making.
Yep.
Doing this rather than going for the drop downs, trying to find the well and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, the glove does want to make you look at these rocks down here.
Yeah, glove locked spots, and AceZer0 found a graveyard ledge in the Death Mountain entrance. Just had some bombs for him, and now we see Bumper Cave, and there's the back of Skull Woods on AA's side.
Forget him here. I did not see what was in the Lumberjack Cave there. It's at its vanilla location.
Just a big 20.
Oh, okay, so we don't need to kill Egg 1. At least not for the purpose of getting the Lumberjack item. There could be other reasons we need to kill Egg 1, but they're pretty rare in Crosskeys.
Yeah, it's I mean, unless you've just need to like get into the and we're going to see what our 5/6 are. Pod and Thieves Town.
Oh, hey,
and we find the sword in the Lost Woods.
Right, here's the uncle. Third rock small is useful.
Yeah.
Even if we need to beat Turtle Rock, we often only need one small key for the whole dungeon.
Yeah, in Crosskeys, if you can find the right entrances. But having more Turtle Rock smalls is good. And we see the lamp on AA's side at the thieves' hideout. It's normally in the forest. It has moved to Uncle. So now, not only can they clear Eastern, but it would be in logic.
Yeah, that's certainly strongly pointing us in that direction. And we find Ice Palace at the Hyrule main entrance.
Yeah, and Super Bunny Cave has a big 20 and a piece of heart.
So the best thing in there was the magic refill, really.
Yeah.
No, AA didn't know that Ganon wasn't there. I think you take the chance that Ganon isn't there because it takes too long to just walk to the thing to see that it's safe to drop and then walk all the way around to drop.
Yeah. AA picking up his bow. He now knows that, and we get a cave in what's normally Bonk Rocks over in Wine's basement.
Looks like the Tackwell is vanilla.
Yeah, that's a good find. 5 items, yeah. 4 in the front, 1 in the back.
Hera Big.
Yeah.
No Hera Pot required today, but still might happen.
10 arrows in the second chest. Piece of heart fills up a heart container. Small key to ice. And the boots. That is a great early find in any version of Randomizer. Full heart from the bottle merchant. Not a bad purchase for 100 rupees.
Hey, we'll get those boots soon, so we'll need an advantage for a few seconds.
We find Misery Meyer. He can go in here, but I'm not sure if his current loadout is going to make it terribly easy to clear this room. Oh, no, maybe, yeah, that's right. With arrows, he can clear those wizrobes.
Oh, he's got a sword, so he's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, it's right. Wizrobes are not exactly the threat in Z3 that they are in Z1. Still hit hard, but
Ace even has a cape here, so he can use that to check the spike cave or the spike chest if he wants to be able to save her, which is probably a good idea considering he's got 3 hearts.
Yep. Second pod key.
What the heck is this routing, Ace? Are we doing fish room strats? Oh my goodness.
I think I've maybe seen this room once in my entire life. Because, I mean, no one goes here, rando or vanilla.
I know that Alucard used to come here, I think it was. He might have stopped because everyone made fun of him for it.
And we find the Thieves' Town small key. So when they do find that big key, they're not going to orphan the big chest unless they don't have hammer.
Oh hey, it's
Yeah.
So, what Ace has done here is he's locked himself out of the left side until he gets another Mire Small. But there's 3 Mire Smalls out there, and the left side isn't in logic without all 3 Mire Smalls. So that might be something that he doesn't want to do without another small key anyway.
Yep, and we find that powder. So that's going to put that magic bat check into logic.
Yeah, we've got a lot of interesting logical items so far. Powder, bow, cape. Boots, I suppose, got us into Mire.
Yeah, Boots has a couple of openings.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if AA decides to do the left side. I mentioned it requires some smalls to be in logic.
Pointing out that AceZer0 didn't have that lamp, so he couldn't have done left side anyway. AA can, and AceZer0 has found an entrance to Hyrule Castle. He's going to go down to Zelda's cell.
Yeah, not even hesitating.
Yeah, I mean, you don't worry about the small key, because you can easily get to all those chests in Crosskeys, because you always have the end. Looks like was that the Ganon drop down there?
I didn't see.
No.
Was it a blue room?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay,
Our tracker, one of our trackers, is confirming that Magic Bat is the Ganon fight. So we're not going to need to kill Aga 2 to get to Ganon. We might end up needing to kill it for something else, but it's not as likely.
Does that leave Useless Fairy at the pyramid drop?
Oh, I guess so. Yeah. So we're not going to need to kill Aga 2 at all.
No, there's no logical reason to have to kill Aga 2 at this point.
Yeah.
So Ace is gonna do the dark cross check in the dark. He doesn't know that it's actually in logic since we have the lamp.
Yep. It looks like AA decided not to dig Mire at all, so he's not going to be getting those Titan's mitts.
Yeah, he's gonna want those. It'll be interesting to see when he decides to dig Mire. He might clear out the rest of CAC first and then go in there. But
it looks like Dark Cross was just a 3-pack of bombs.
this death warp is going to be exponentially easier for AA than it is for Ace. But wisely using a bomb to finish himself off. Having too much trouble finding those snakes. And we're going to go ahead and check to see where these connectors go right away.
Yeah, that was a good check. Oh, and we find one of the Turtle Rock entrances, and it leads to Sahasrala's hut.
Yeah. If we had the mirror, we could Super Bunny and twice to get the items behind Sahasrara. But we're just gonna have to wait until we get the mirror or the moon pearl to check that. And now we have found Village of Outcasts. This is not terribly exciting right now.
No.
Without the mirror or the moon pearl, but at the very least, it's good info to have. Oh, hey, you could Super Bunny and grab those chests, maybe. If you can damage boost off an enemy, it's not that hard to do.
But he's going to continue checking things out. This isn't anything.
Is AA walking out of escape? It's a strange
Seems that way.
play. I can't remember the last time we've seen someone walk out of escape when it wasn't standard. He's gonna...
Well, running out. I mean, it's still faster to death warp, but the boots make it a little less painful.
Yeah, it's interesting. He is going to go ahead straight to Dark Cross.
Yeah, well, I mean, for him, that's a check in logic.
Right.
We know that it's just going to be a 3-pack of bombs, and AceZer0 continuing to bunny walk around the world is going to check out the Skull Woods area now.
Yeah, he can die and turn into Link to get the items here. So, well, as long as he doesn't die in the overworld, he should be okay. Oh, he's just gonna drop in. That could be bad. We don't have any keys, so this is
yeah, this is just that one chest for him.
So, no, I mean, what's going to happen here is Ace is probably going to put himself in a position here where he could end up with a Skullwood small key for go mode in the end. It kind of depends on how he decides to handle the rest of this area here. But he's also going to have to die a couple more times if he wants to check all the items here.
Yeah, was bailed out by the small key there, or is that still forced in this logic?
That small key is always forced in entrance.
Okay.
As long as it's not Dorando or something.
Okay, yeah, I knew that it was no longer forced in all logics. I didn't know that it was still forced in entrance, but that makes sense.
So AA did find the other side of Bumper Cave. I don't know if we saw that before. So that cave doesn't mean anything as far as Bumper Cave goes, but it does have other uses.
Yes, and he also has found the entrance to Desert Palace.
Right.
So that's nice. That's 2 checks right away, and it's also a connector, a 2-pronged connector. Well, not taking the full heart container off the torch. That's a little interesting this early, especially when you've already found a dungeon like Misery Mire right there in the light world. Oh, yeah. And first one he tries ends up taking him out of the bomb wall in the dark world. That's our normal hype cave entrance.
Yeah, we found the bottom of the spiral cave there. So a lot of interesting connector stuff going on early.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like Ace is going to save and quit out of this side of Skullwood, so he's going to end up keeping his small key, and he won't have to worry about getting a small key for Skullwoods later.
Yep.
So, not surprised to see a save and quit and do something different here. He doesn't have the mitts, so he can't check King's Tomb. That's really unfortunate. This would definitely be the time to do it.
Yeah, but he's going to take that drop down, and I also wouldn't be surprised to see him go back to, oh right, this is the magic bat check. He can do that now.
Yeah. It's a little surprising to see Ace Zero start down at Link's house and do this check first, I would be really tempted with the boots and everything to do the tomb, but he found a Paradox Cave, so apparently this was the way to go.
Worked out. And let's see, our first 2 chests, a big key to Thieves Town, and the Quake Medallion. That's can complete Thieves Town now. Would have to orphan the big would have to orphan the big chest because no hammer, but he can otherwise complete a 5/6 crystal right now. Oh, and AA pops out in the Dark World again. Oh, silver arrows in Paradox Cave, and our first bottle, and also I missed it, but big key to Desert Palace.
Yep.
This Paradox is loaded. AA just found it now as well, so he's going to be getting those.
And, well, that's interesting that Ace is going up the top first. And he's found Death Mountain, so I'm guessing we're going to see every entrance up here, as well as rescue the old man still in the dark.
Yeah,
that lamp
and
was
we
down
see
in South Hyrule.
Hookshot Cave. 1 check in Logic. It's another Skullwood Small.
Yeah.
And it's also a connector, so Ace is going to see where this leads. But yeah, these runners are getting all sorts of progression. We've already got 4 big keys. And heading back to Sanctuary? That's interesting, instead of following the connector further.
Yeah, I would say that so far Ace has a bit of an edge, having found Death Mountain here and already having gotten his mitts out of mire.
Yeah, although I'm wondering if AA saw that Thieves Town big and is thinking of heading right there and getting that out of the way.
Yeah, I don't know that I would prioritize that.
No, he's heading back into mire now.
This is good for AA, we know he's gonna definitely want those mitts. And then I would expect that we'll see Keen's Doom right after this. Oh god. Small key to mire.
It's
and
a
a
mire
death.
key and the immediate death. Just got that in there in time.
That was really rough. I mean, he kind of did get that in there in time, but he's still abandoned some entrances, so is he going to head right back there, or no? Ace is going to come up here. Oh, that's right, the lamp was up here at the Uncle. Is Ace... Okay, he's found Ice Palace now.
Yes, he hasn't checked this area yet.
This is where the lamp was, though, I believe, right?
Think so, yeah. Yep, and so he's like, oh, I'm gonna want that. Because first fire source is always a good thing. And we're going to see some new checks over on AA's side, because he has that lamp and is heading to the left side of Misery Mire. Gets a Turtle Rock Small. And in a little bit we'll see what Cutscene Chest has.
Yeah, we haven't seen any Turtle Rock entrances.
Yeah, no, we haven't, but And a connector just spit AceZer0 out of Waterfall Cave.
Was that the...
Oh, that's the old man. So that's not exactly the best save and quit spot just yet, but this is a connector.
Yeah, once we get the flippers, that'll be super convenient for checking Zora.
Yeah. And the other side pops him out of Dark Ice Rod Cave.
I don't quite understand the question there, PR Bonfire.
Yes, caves that have a drop down are always paired with the entrance that they'll pop out of. So, like, the Uncle drop down and the Uncle exit will always be the two sides of the same cave. Is that what you were asking?
He's got his mitts. He's still got one more check, I think. Looks like we're gonna go through the big chest. No, we don't have the big key yet.
Yeah. But it's probably still going to take that route just to get over there. We see in Mini Moldworm Cave, that's the upgrade fairy. And AceZer0 is going to buy an extra 5 bomb capacity.
The flute would not open anything for us. We've already got access to the Myra area and Death Mountain, so the flute would only make things convenient. And we already got the boots, so travel isn't really that big of a concern. He's going to check out the other exit of
desert, and also another chest, because he's got the big key now, so that's one extra check he can make.
Yep.
Finding Aga Tower on AceZer0's side. No keys, so he'll just be able to get this first chest, and it's just a big 20.
Just a piece of heart for
yep.
Got the old woman's house here. See where she takes us. Floating Island, one of our best connectors. And wow, AA finds Bumper Ledge. Those are like my two favorite connectors right there.
Yeah.
Oh man, we're gonna have to come back there. That's unfortunate.
Yeah. Waterfall Fairy. It's
AA gets $50 as a bunny. That's nice.
Yeah.
But we're gonna have to come back to that one as well.
Yep.
And we're gonna have to come back to that one. Just all sorts of bunny torture going on both sides here.
Yeah. There's no shortage of connectors to take you into the Dark World. I mean, paradoxically, the myths are almost, unless there's something directly blocked in a myths-locked spot, you almost don't even need those myths. We've got connectors to take you everywhere, almost everywhere.
Speaking of things that the myths open, we have the myths and the boots, and at King's Tomb we see the top of Spiral Cave. We've already seen the bottom, but the item in there is very interesting to me right now. And I'm wondering if Ace is going to go right back there after getting his 10 arrows from Magic Bat.
Yeah, maybe that's what he was thinking. I was wondering. Oh, I guess, yeah, because he already knows where the bottom is going to spit him out of. Wanted to Yeah,
I
he's
don't
going
think
to
he's done
continue
this checkup
exploring
here
the
yet
area.
either. Okay, so Ace is gonna do this, the bonk rocks here, and then he'll probably go back to King's Tomb, I would imagine, but not positive. Oh, hey, another connector. I think Ace has already seen, or, sorry, A
Yeah.
has already seen this, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one that took him out of the bonk rocks near the bomb merchant's house.
A is gonna find himself on Floating Island, get the same bad news that he's gonna have to come back here later. Oh, he did not even go through. A probably going to Zora, I would guess, if he's walking back.
That is certainly a possibility. But yeah, there are certainly a lot of options out there.
I think you just don't want to orphan the big chest in Thieves Town, which we would have to do until we get the hammer. And AA doesn't... Oh, he did get the smoke key now, so yeah. Alright, Ace is gonna do Spiral Cave and satisfy my curiosity.
Yep. And it's just a full heart, so nice find, but not exactly required.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think Ace had seen that one yet. But now he'll see the swamp entrance. I don't think AA checked the swamp entrance. Not that there's a whole lot.
Thought he did. Don't remember what it was, but it was something that he's going to have to go back to, I think. Bouncing around, going to find.
Oh yeah,
that's
right. What it was.
Never mind. Yeah, that was another. Yes, that's right. They took different exits out of Paradox Cave.
Right.
And
AA does not found Death Mountain yet.
Whereas AceZer0 found the one that led him up to Death Mountain.
Wow, is AA really gonna fake flipper through this whole thing? He is a brave man. Oh, there is a Bombos on the Zora ledge.
Yeah.
Gonna probably see AA and Scylla delete to get that, I would imagine. Oh, this is so scary. You're a brave man, AA. If he gets hit, he dies, so... But he seems to be okay.
Yeah, he's made it all the way there. And our prize is a big 20.
He's gonna need to hop on an island or something to get that. If he wants to try to fake flipper. Okay. Yep, there he goes. I thought that the getting that money from Zora would actually take him out of fake flipper status, but
yeah, I thought so too. I wonder what happened.
And he's got it. Oh no, not quite.
AceZer0 will pick up the heart container on the torch.
Alright, final. He's gonna pick up that Bombos.
Yeah. Which would let him explore at least some of Ice Palace, but he's probably not going to do that yet because he knows it's not in logic yet.
Right, and we don't have a hammer to help us finish it, and we don't have a cane to make it a little faster, so he's probably not super excited to see yet another connector to the South Dark World. Game really wants us to go there today.
And AA is going to make his Spiral Cave check.
now I'm curious where we go. I feel like we've done just about everything.
Yeah, I feel. I think they're going to have to face facts, so to speak, regarding Thieves Town, and just not worry about the possible orphan. And that's exactly what AA is doing. He's going to make the
Yeah, given that we have the big and the small, that puts 3 checks in logic in the back of Thieves Town.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be surprising to see a Moon Pearl back here, or maybe a mirror or something, perhaps. That would also put a lot more locations in logic.
Yeah, Mirror and Moon Pearl are the 2 major things.
Yeah, there might be stuff left on Death Mountain to do, and that's all in logic too, because we have the lamp. Not that it wasn't in logic without the lamp, I guess. So sometimes your connector to Death Mountain might be dark, but in this case it was just Paradox Cave. Which means only the old man rescue wasn't in logic without the lamp. I'm not sure what Ace is going on there. I don't think I've ever seen anyone get stuck on that plant. Ace is looking for more bad news here. He's gonna find it.
And he's going to continue exploring this area.
Yeah, I think AA checked this, and it was Type Cave. I know AA did 1 check. A little surprised AA didn't pick up that that bomb that he just walked by there. He's only got 1. Oh, what are you doing? We need to set up a death warp here. Grab that heart, hey, dude. I guess you do have the cape. Oh, he's got powder. He's gonna...
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah. And AceZer0 not even grabbing the 50 rupees from the NPC, and
he's really fortunate, as that's
that it was only because that is a in logic. If you didn't realize that one's in logic. And AceZer0 finds Spike Cave. Can't do that at all. And down goes Blind. Gives a small key to Ganon's Tower.
Well, we haven't seen Ganon's Tower yet, so...
Yeah. And that is our first small key for it, so if we find it, it is a very item-rich location. But, it might end up just being a whole load of nothing. I mean, for all we know, it could just be sitting at the vanilla spot, and, big load of nothing. AA checking more things in the Eastern Palace area. I thought he had already checked this.
There's this dark connector up here that AA is going to find, and he's going to be able to...
the dark connector.
AceZer0 has found Blind Set, though, and I have to imagine there's going to be something interesting in here.
Oh yeah, that's definitely worth checking out. Heart container, hookshot. Big 20.
Hookshot Cave and
Another
Eastern Death Mountain access.
Yeah. And a single rupee. So hookshot was definitely the big prize here.
Alright, so the connector that AA found was basically garbage. We found all the good connectors at this point. We've even found a connector to the Mire area, so there was there's no real incentive to check cave, but got the dam key.
Yeah, AceZer0 finding the dam, that's nice, and picks up a bug net, that's not a required item, almost never a required item. I think in Swordless it can be logically needed for Ago 1 fights at times.
Yeah.
But it's when you've already got the powder, it's always good to have it's nice to have a net.
That's interesting to find the swamp immediately after finding the dam.
Yeah. And he's going to get the other 3 checks in Hookshot Cave. 10 arrows. The Swamp Smoky. Oh. And another TR small. So that's 3 of the TR smalls already.
Yeah.
But at Swamp, well, no, you can't actually do anything in Swamp even with the key because they don't have the flippers yet.
Right. Yeah, those flippers are looming large. As our TR entrances, it'll be interesting to see when those show up. Maybe soon.
Yeah.
Oh, didn't we see we saw maybe the front of Turtle Rock, now that I think about it.
No, I don't think we've seen any of... Oh,
okay.
Maybe
okay.
we have. Yeah.
I'm not sure. We have seen one. Okay. A found the big chest entrance? Oh, okay. Yeah, the big chest entrance is in logic.
Oh, yeah, we were... they're saying it was at Spike Cave. I was looking over at AceZero's when AA was in that area.
It's not in logic without the Moon Pearl, then.
Right, not in logic.
Because we could die and turn into weapon. Okay, A is finally going to find Death Mountain. He's going to get his hookshot and everything up here, right behind Ace.
Yeah, and Ace found Tower of Hera over here, and with the
yeah, the big key puts us all in logic, but he's gonna.
Yeah, but he's gonna Hera pod anyway, because it is probably quicker if you can get it set up quickly enough.
I guess one interesting remaining connector could be if we found a connector to the top of Light Death Mountain, until we get the mirror at least. Did Ace just skip the big chest for... Oh, he's got the big key, and he skipped the big chest for no reason. Wow.
I'm wondering if he doesn't... he had forgotten that he... no, it's marked on his tracker. I don't know. He just forgot about... I think he just forgot that he has the big key.
He even had the boots and the hookshot, so it was a free check to hook over there and walk back, but just forgot.
But down goes Moldorm. Big 20. But it is a crystal.
I'm wondering why AA didn't just rescue the old man right away. I guess he wants to finish up his Death Mountain route by doing the bottom last, so he's gonna check that at the end. Alright, Ace has also found a mini Moldorm cave here. So.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of those 5 chest
a lot of
caves.
item rich locations.
Big key to Dark Palace. Another Ganon's Tower Small. The Hammer and bombs.
Yeah, GT is extremely appealing if we can find that. So this is really all about that. Hey, why are you walking? Why are you walking? Oh my god. You have the boots. And you have a hook shot. A little late for that. Alright. Oh, there's the moon pearl. Okay.
Oh, so finding the dam up here was required. So that's it's kind of fortunate. AceZer0 was coming back here just thinking, oh, I've got the hammer. Let's take care of Mimic Cave now.
Well, I don't think we know what he was thinking. I think that the drained item should be something that's on everyone's mind after you.
Yeah, yeah, it's 2 items basically. If he already knew that that Mimic Cave was there.
Yeah, I have to imagine we're gonna see Ace clear the back of Skullwoods here.
Yeah, it's a little tricky, because he doesn't have the fire rod, just the lamp. So I think he's got to do a bomb jump to get to one of the torches he needs to light.
Yeah, but it's one of the easiest bomb jumps in the game. Anyone can do it.
Oh, but he gets picked up by a wallmaster and he decides, okay, yeah, I'll wait.
I have to imagine that he was disincentivized by only having 3 hearts at that point. Is he not even going to talk to that guy? What? Okay. That would be...
I think he forgot that, yep. Now he gets the news that it's Pod and Thieves Town.
I think it was the combination of Skullwoods being out of logic and only having 3 hearts that was like, I don't want to do this now. I don't remember what he got in his bottle. I think it was a green potion.
Yeah, I think you're correct.
AA, that is a terrible death, man. Oh. He's got to go right back there. It's gonna... unless he's gonna go down to check the drained item, which we know would also be a good play. But Ace is not gonna orphan the big chest because he has unless he forgets it for some reason. He seems to have a tendency to forget big chests so far in this seed. But I doubt that trend is gonna hold true.
Yep. And AA is heading back to Death Mountains. He's going to be able to get to that check that he missed.
Alright, so we got a couple of moments of truth going to happen almost simultaneously on each side here. AA skipping the Thieves Town Big Chest out of just kind of routing necessity, whereas AceZer0 skipped the Hera Big Chest out of, I don't know what you want to call that. Trying to think of the usual word that people would use there. But that's interesting that AA doesn't have a... The Pearl is at the drained item, the dam. I'm sure AA will head there shortly.
Yeah, the dam was up here on Death Mountain, so they weren't able to get that until after coming up here. And
yeah, I mean, he
AA's
could
having
have
a
done
little
it before
trouble.
he finished up his Death Mountain routing, but I think he just wanted to get this done with.
Yeah.
Alright, so here is the big chest on... Oh, wow. I was not anticipating it would be this simultaneous. Oh,
And
wow.
we find the Book of Medora in the big chest of Hera, and it was just a compass in the Thieves' Town big chest. So AA didn't miss anything by not having Hammer when he was in Thieves' Town. AceZer0, it's 2 new, well, at the moment, 1 new check that they can't actually get the item from, and 1 entrance.
Oh, they can't... They don't have access to the Ether tablet.
Oh, right, they haven't gotten to the top of East Death Mountain.
Yeah.
But simultaneous crystal pickups, both of these runners at 2 crystals.
Yeah. AA hasn't gotten his hammer yet, but he's going to do that in just a couple seconds here. And then I have to imagine that he'll probably head back to Mimic Cave as well, and that will get him his Moon Pro.
Yep, and then seat's wide open for them now, because with that Moon Pearl, all those checks in the Dark World, and yeah, they'll probably end up heading right for the big locations that they've already seen and couldn't get to. Like, there was Hype Cave, and there was something else in that area.
Yeah, we've seen at least one of the Waterfall Ferry checks, or Pyramid Ferry, whichever one we saw.
Waterfall Ferry, yeah.
There was some other stuff we saw at Aegina. I think AA is heading directly back to Turtle Rock, probably. I guess. I'm not sure we saw anything else in the Dark World on this side. Oh, he doesn't have the Moon Pearl, but he can.
Yeah.
He can die and then do it. Oh, where is he going?
AceZer0 finds another Ganon's Tower small key and the Ether Medallion in Meyer Shed. So we've got between the 2 runners, we've seen all 3.
No, he did. He just died up on Death Mountain, so he had to go back up there to finish it, but he's...
Yeah. And chess game not far from its vanilla location as another heart container. AceZer0 already up to 13 hearts. That's quite a healthy seed. And AA had seen Swamp Palace before he had found the dam. It was, I suspect he was just thinking, I got all this stuff for Swamp Palace, and then forgot, oh wait, I still need the flippers. And Hype Cave has a blue potion, the Hera basement key, the map to Dark Palace, and 10 arrows. That's basically just a fetch quest. And I don't think they really want to go back. And we get a map check regular crystals at Skullwoods and Ice Palace, and a pendant at Swamp. And we already saw the, we already knew about the 5-6 crystals.
Oh, hey,
And
AA's found
AA
this thing.
found Eastern Palace. That's
Ace is gonna go ahead and do Spike Cave right away.
yeah.
Choice. This bombs.
So yeah, we've basically been able to clear Eastern whenever we found it since like the first few minutes of the seed, but it turned out it was in the Dark World, and it has the Cane of Samaria. So this is a very nice find for AA.
Yeah, and that cane is particularly intriguing given that we have 3 Turtle Rock small keys. So Ace is coming up to Dark Death Mountain again. AA doesn't actually know that there are items up here because I don't think he jumped off the floating island ever. He went back and went to Zora.
Yeah, but he might end up checking it now that he's got Moon Pearl. But right now,
eventually.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
and we find a sword in the Waterfall Ferry.
There are flippers.
Yeah, that this Eastern Palace has been huge for AA. And there's still a lot of seed left, but it looks like right now AA's got a little bit of an advantage, because those the flippers and the red cane opens up quite a bit, because we do have T-Rock access, and I think 3 small keys is enough to full clear it when you're able to enter from an entrance other than the front, because there's the door to what was it? The door to Chain Chomp Room is you don't have to use a key to get into it backwards, but you do to get out of it going forwards.
No, nothing within a palace is randomized. The Key of Ice.
Yep, and it's a pendant dungeon. So, but it's a very valuable pendant dungeon. We've got flippers, red cane, a big key that the logic probably wants us to have, unless it happens to be our last pendant.
Yeah. So I'm a little surprised that Ace is not coming down here. I guess he's cleaning up the things that he already found. It would have been nice to do this after already having Moon Pearl instead, but guess, or not the Moon Pearl, I mean the mirror, so you could finish up the rest of this ledge while you're up here, but at least you got that pod key out of it.
Yeah, pod key, and is he gonna check the information? Yep, and Misery Mire is our green pendant, which means
we know all the pendants.
Yep,
Or at
we
least
know all the
Ace.
pendants, and so we know all the crystals.
Ace does not know that Eastern is a pendant yet.
Right. He doesn't know yet that Eastern is a pendant, and AA doesn't know that that Meyer is a pendant, and AA seems to have a new friend with him. He found the no, that guy's going to be in his normal location. So yeah, Froggy's getting a really interesting world tour right now. Oh, but yeah, he gets the info on Green Pendant.
So AA has full crystal knowledge at this point. Ace doesn't until he goes and clears Eastern, which he will surely do at some point.
Yep, and AceZer0 is checking part of Turtle Rock, but he's not going to be able to get as much clearance on this because he doesn't have that red cane.
Yeah, I don't know if AA would go all the way to the front with the red cane, but
he
see
might.
when AA gets up here.
I mean, it's actually, without Fire Rod, it's only one additional check. But it's also another connector, and race I was calling yesterday, back routing T-Rock to get to the front entrance ended up being possibly the play of the game. So we shall see.
So Ace had the powder there. It's interesting that he didn't think to use that. And, oh, hey, there's a fire rod.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah. Okay, never mind what I said about being only one other check.
Yeah, there's no way that AA, once he goes back to the Turtle chest, is not going to full clear the front then. That's way too tempting with all of these keys and the cane. So I wonder how devastated AA is that Swamp is a pendant. He's got every tool he needs for it. And I have to imagine that we're going to see Swamp House during this race.
Yeah. And we find another pod key in King's Tomb, which was hiding behind the Aghanim entrance. Oh, and AA just found the ice rod, so now all he needs is that big key, and Turtle Rock will be completely available to him once he goes in there and finds his fire rod.
Yeah, it's interesting that Ace did not do the hammer pegs there because he had everything for it when he was in the area. He might be planning on trying to do it with purple chest later, I guess. We'll see what he does, but we know we're going to need that ice rod.
Yeah.
And in the purple chest, we get the GT big key, which just opens up an additional 5 spots. The GT drop down is the fairy, so not something we're going to be doing today.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, Chad is pointing out between the two runners, we might just need that T-Rock big key to have everything that we'll need to complete the seed. Yeah, there are a couple of entrances that we still need to find. Back of Desert Palace, Palace of Darkness.
Right, we're probably going to.
I guess that's just those two. Yeah, and with locations unknown, that means mirror still could be required.
I wouldn't be surprised if mirror is like front of Turtle Rock.
Yeah. And the compass to Ice Palace is on Mothula, so not really a great item, but it's another crystal out of the way for AA. And moment of truth, what is going to be waiting inside the Desert Palace entrance?
Here's the Ron Kane.
That's another entrance to Turtle Rock.
This is really big. If the Turtle Rock big key is back here in one of these 5 checks, then Ace is in huge trouble.
Yeah, and we get a sword upgrade, a big 20, another big 20.
I don't know why anyone would do bootsless skips over just using those boots, but
the map of Thieves Town and the map of Thieves Town, and there is still another check.
Just go backwards from here, like all the way to the front. There's not really much reason not to. I don't. Where was he on the overworld? Oh, he's at the desert entrance. That's right.
Yeah, it's at the entrance.
This is obviously the end of his route, so you might as well just go back all the way to the front. You're too close. You don't have to bomb that. You just have to be flush against the block and not the wall. Oh, Ace did not get the Ice Palace big key either, so he isn't orphaning that. This ice is just not ideal for him.
Yeah, that was on our most nights.
Right, that is correct. Ace also has a 4 hearts here. Not sure.
I think he does have a blue potion as well. The second bottle that he picked up that AA doesn't have yet had a blue potion in it.
Yeah, and he does go ahead and use that, which is gonna make this really easy if he just. Said okay. All right. AA takes down Cold Stare.
Just a map to TR.
AA.
Yeah.
This is Fire Rod.
Yeah.
I keep seeing the wrong A thing.
We got a lot of A's in this match. And yep, we're going to be seeing the front of T-Rock. I mean, this is It's going to be a little tense here, because one hit will... finish him off, but he makes it through.
Yeah, you just gotta be patient. That's the main key there. Hey, why didn't you grab the magic refill? Does he not? He has the cape. He could just use the cape and dash through here if he would have grabbed the magic. That's just silly.
Gets a mail upgrade.
I don't know what he's doing. Why he's doing this instead of using the cape.
Don't know. Yeah, for some reason he wanted to wait until he finished that out to get it.
Yeah, there's no reason to do that though, because he's probably gonna walk out the front to Turtle Rock in a second here, and then that is that, and you can fill up his magic there. So I guess we haven't really seen this pot area yet, have we?
No, we haven't. But that's just the wrong side of Ice Rod Cave. And the front entrance to T-Rock is the also in the pod area, so anything that AceZer0 finds here... Oh, yeah, AceZer0 just found that front entrance to Turtle Rock.
Yeah, I mean, now they're pretty much step in step gonna discover what's at the pod entrance here.
And it's just a shop.
You have to imagine we're going to see AA head all the way to Catfish from here. I don't think Ace has done that. Not sure what.
No, I don't think so either.
Ace might head to the Pyramid and Catfish from this point, I imagine. Or he's gonna go do something else quick first. I'm not sure.
Something he's thinking of in the desert area.
Oh, he's just gonna go finish Skullets. Okay.
Right, right.
Now, so it's gonna be a little easier.
Yeah, certainly a fine decision.
Just 10 arrows on the pyramid. Okay, this is a new check here, I believe.
Yeah,
Potion shop.
and it's potion shop at its the Dark World equivalent of its vanilla location.
Yeah, that is a
and
fun
AceZer0 just gets through that with 1 heart and picks up his 4th crystal.
Yeah, that was extremely tense for Ace there. Not only he had 1 heart, but he had 0 magic left when he was using his cape to avoid damage at the end there.
Yeah. catfish gives us 50 rupees. Yeah, they've both been to the White World Ice Rod area.
CCX, you're cracking up a bit there more. I don't know if you can adjust your mic or anything to try to.
Oh. Is that any better?
Yes, that is better.
Okay, thanks.
AA checking the Dark World shopping mall, and Ace is going to find Eastern and get all of his goodies out of Eastern.
But, wonder why... Oh, he's probably just going to check Digging Game first and then go back to Eastern.
Yeah, there doesn't seem much incentive not to do it right now. He doesn't know that it's not a crystal, and you have everything you need to full clear, so... Not really sure what AA's plan is going to be at the moment. He's obviously heading to the North Dark World area.
Ah, yeah, that's... That is definitely a play you can make.
Oh, AA still hasn't gone back to Hype Cave to get his complete lack of hype as usual that was in there.
Right, but
I think
remember
the Harris Small was the biggest. The Harris Small was the biggest thing in there. Oh, AA is also going to be able to do the back of Skullwoods when he heads to Skullwoods here. We have not seen that entrance yet, so that will be interesting. Still looking for several entrances, and really just the Turtle Rock big key, but we're probably also going to need the mirror to get some entrances.
Yeah.
I do wonder when AA is going to make the play to the jumping off the floating island. Oh. Yeah, AA is making the call too, I think. This is bad. I have to potion up. Oh, he just used the blue one. He could have just used the green one and then turned the cape back on, but giving up the blue instead. Oh, he's gonna run out of here. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
And yes, Rich, I think they've both checked it at this point. Yes, they did. Because there was the connector there to the floating island. I'm sure Ace isn't too happy about getting that ice big now either.
Yeah, and he's probably not also happy with getting a pendant from that dungeon. But he's gonna, yep, he's gonna pick up the, oh, he didn't actually pick up the, toad there. That's interesting.
Yeah, he is going to get his ice rod. What was on the purple chest? Was it the GT big key?
I don't remember. It was, yes, it was the GT big key, which normally would be like the huge find, but we haven't even seen GT yet. It might not be needed for anything because we know it's not going to be needed to get to Ganon.
Looks like AA might be assessing how close he is to go mode or something. Ace is making this single entrance check of the back of Skullwoods, it seems. We can't make that assessment, Sigma James. There's a lot of entrances we haven't been able to check because of no mirror.
Yeah, and we see no, just fairy.
There's actually only one sword that's outstanding.
Yeah, GT does not have both remaining swords because each of them already has one of the swords that the other one's missing. AA got his Master Sword on Laser Bridge, and AceZer0 got his... I forget where AceZer0 got his.
Yeah, I don't remember either off the top of my... Oh, it's on the Dark Death Mountain. Oh, okay,
yeah.
there's GT.
There's GT, so that's a lot of new checks. Actually, yeah, with they've got all of the items needed. That's a full 27 checks available.
I mean, there. AA does have the big key, and Ace does not.
Right. So for him, it's only 22 checks.
AA is definitely looking forward to a death warp after doing the right side checks here. Ace is taking a little chance and not doing full right.
Yeah.
Kind of understandable.
Our last key. We get the Desert Small from Tile Room.
They are pretty close to go mode, so you can't blame them a whole lot for wanting to skip some of this slower stuff in GT.
Yeah. No, we don't need Flute for Mire area entrances. We've already seen a connector that leads to Mire area. So if Mire itself is something, that's it. We could need Mirror to get to some entrances.
So speaking of those items you just mentioned, we just found both of them in the Southwest room in GT there.
Oh, okay. Okay, so that gives us access to almost any check in the game, with the exception of a couple of fetch quest items. Still no shovel, still no mushroom, but other than that, they can get to just about anywhere.
I can't imagine that A is going to climb, even though he has the ability to do so. Not after getting this mirror and flute.
Yeah, it's probably not worth the time sink.
Again, it's just 4 items upstairs. We don't. There's no reason to do the drop. So I'm actually going to need to step out in a few minutes. If anyone would like to join CCX to finish commentary, then please feel free to hop in here. Yes, the term is fast gaining.
Yeah, and we get to see what's behind Ice Armos. We get a blue boomerang, a key, and there's our TR big key. So we are in no mode. Actually, that is, I believe that is go mode for AceZer0.
Yeah, this is interesting.
Well,
unless he needs to get bombos. What did we see? We don't know what opens Turtle Rock yet. Ace, check what opens Turtle Rock.
That's correct. We don't. Yeah, we don't know what opens Turtle Rock. If that ends up being the, we're getting information. It's Quake for both of them. So.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, the only there's absolutely nothing that no entrance that they'd be unable to get to now.
Yeah. Alright, well, seems like Ace probably has this in the bag too. Alright, I'm gonna step out. Good luck to you with the rest.
Yep.
Man, ask about those big chests.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll talk to you later.
Yeah. Yep. We're so both of our runners are in go mode, just looking for the back of Desert Palace and the entrance to Palace of Darkness. And AA is heading for a connector. AceZer0 is going to head into Turtle Rock. Finds another bottle in the big chest. And AA gets his tempered sword off the floating island. That's our last remaining sword. Because that's definitely not the one that AceZer0 got. So we know where all 4 swords are. So that's going to possibly give an advantage. And yep, now AA's got his gold sword. So he's definitely going to have the combat advantage, because Ace probably isn't going to be making many of the checks that would get him an extra sword. Well, we'll find out soon enough because he is going to make those checks on Laser Bridge, so he will pick up his tempered sword here. And AA heading in, going to check what the Vanilla Turtle Rock entrance is. Okay, I'm wondering if AceZer0 went to Laser Bridge because he wanted to see if that connector was something valuable to him. And we get to see a Trinex fight on AceZer's side. It's going very well. AA is going to show us the top of White World Death Mountain. Or some of the caves, yes, down there. Finds Pyramid Fairy with a Castle Tower, Small Key, and the Red Meringue. And AceZer0 picks up a heart container from Trinex. He's now got 5 crystals, but we still don't know where the entrances to the other 2 crystal dungeons even are. And AA is continuing to explore. We're probably just going to see like a bunch of stuff, or he may actually be heading back to complete a dungeon that he missed. No, of course, he's going to activate his flute. And we just see the Dark Ice Rod Cave tile. Now we're going to get to see the entrances from Desert, and we see Chicken Hut at the left entrance, and the back end. What will the back entrance be? That looks like, what was it, a Spectacle Rock drop down. And last remaining check in this area is Checkerboard Cave. What will that be? Nope. Seems AceZer0 hadn't checked Agina's cave. It's just a shop. Yes, DP main is the laser bridge entrance, and AA is going to go through there so that he can just quickly finish off Turtle Rock. AceZer0 not even picking up that key there. He knows he doesn't even need any more small keys. He just needs to find his way to Pod and to Desert. Meanwhile, we get the very quick Phase 1 of Trinex with the Butter Sword. I think Bomb Shop was on West Death Mountain. There's a lot for me to keep track of. That's why I don't run entrance rando myself. Jay Coper, we knew going into this, was going to be leaving at a little before 10 o'clock Eastern. And A is going to use this mirror to check the top of the castle. We have already seen that on AceZero's side.
Just checking you're fine with solo for now? Or do you need someone to fill in?
And here we go. AA heading into Ice Palace. It's going to be able to just go mode this dungeon, and then he'll pick up, and then we'll be all tied up on crystals again. And AceZer0 probably going to be checking Cave 45. Yeah, that's a mirror spot that we haven't been able to see until recently. And it gives us Palace of Darkness. And down goes Cold Stare on AA's side as AceZer0 heads into the Helmasaur fight. And Helmasaur is down. Let's see what he gives us. Can't really be that useful, but oh, nope, just a compass. We're going to see what's at Vanilla Mimic Cave. It is Checkerboard Cave. AA will move on. Ace, you only have 6 of the crystals. He's like, what did I forget? Yeah, he's like, I've cleared 7 dungeons. It's time for me to go to face Ganon. AA using the front of desert as a connector. And that will pop him out in the Dark World. Oh, but he's using that to check this entrance. And there it is! There's the entrance to back of Desert Palace. So between our 2 runners, we know where everything is. Now it's just a question of who will get there first. Will Ace be able to find that kind of tricky route? Or, I mean, I feel like this might favor AA a little bit because, I mean, he is already thinking mirror checks, and it's just Cave 45 might be a pretty quick check after this. And the desert, back of desert is in a tricky spot. The Death Mountain drop down exit. So you got to take that connector through through front of Desert Palace and to get to the bumper ledge and then mirror. But actually, this is the exact path that AA took when he was heading there. So maybe AceZer0. Oh no, that's right. That was the path to Mimic Cave. But yeah, this is looking like it's going to be a kind of close race. AA is probably going to check Graveyard Ledge first. And he's fluting. Where's he fluting to? He's fluting to... That's the village. This could be it. But AceZer0 is heading into the front of desert. I think we're going to see these runners go into find their respective missing dungeons almost simultaneously. So that is a slight... Wait, where's... Oh. AA's checking the Oh, and we find the library there. So, AceZer0, yeah, is going to have the slight lead. Desert is a quicker one, and AA had another, check, so it's advantage AceZer0, but, yes, and, Ace did get his tempered sword, so AA's does have a sword advantage, but it's not as big as if Ace was still on Master Sword, so he's probably going to be pretty glad that he did continue checking chests after Go mode, pick up that third sword on Laser Bridge. And there we go. AceZer0 now has all 7 crystals and can face off with Ganon. What are you talking about, Ganon? We haven't seen Aghanim at all this seed. And AceZer0 through phase 1. He's got his cape ready. And done with phase 2. Meanwhile, AA's finished up the Helmasaur King. He's going to pick up his 7th crystal. And both of these runners have the silver arrows. 1, 2, 3. And AceZer0 has the final shot. Just have to make it across that bridge. And he will be our winner. And AceZer0 finishes as in first place with a time of 1:53.22, right as AA drops down into the Ganon fight.
GG. I've got AceZer0 in here for a interview.
GG, AceZer0.
Oh,
what did you think of that seed?
It was a pretty fun one.
Oh, one
I
second,
enjoyed it
you'll
for
be
the most
quiet.
part.
Let me boost you.
Oh, my bad.
Say again?
I said it was pretty fun. I enjoyed it for the most part. I wish I had Pearl a little bit earlier. I feel like I probably had that later than Amazing Ampharos did.
It was no, actually you got it first because you were on Death Mountain a bit earlier.
Okay.
So yeah, he had gotten some other things a bit earlier, and he had made that trip into Eastern a lot earlier than you. So he had his red cane and flippers. Though
I see,
actually,
that
the flippers didn't really do anything, did they?
They logically got you to GT eventually, but
Oh yeah,
GT
that's
was
right.
Ice
So
Palace.
it was logically required. Oh, and Amazing Ampharos finishes about a minute later.
GG.
Yep.
But amazing in here for an into this one.
Yep. GG, Amazing Ampharos. So,
Thank you very much.
yeah, was just talking with Ace about this seed. Yeah, just general thoughts.
I'm not gonna lie, when I found TR Big Key, I really thought I was gonna win. Like, I just saw that, I'm like, okay, so Swamp was super tempting, and I resisted that. I'm gonna go mode Ice Palace, which was also, like, the super obvious play forever. And it sounds like Ace made a lot of the same decisions, so the advantages I thought I had weren't real.
Yeah, well, it seemed like you had some early advantages, because you got into Eastern a good bit earlier, but he got into go mode like just I'd say it was probably even closer than the final margin, because you were both in GT at like the same time. But yeah, and it was something that Jake Hopper had to leave before the end of the race, but he especially wanted to ask you, Ace, about why did you skip the big chest in Tower of Hera?
I don't think I had the big key. If I did, I didn't have it on my tracker at the time.
Yeah,
So that might have just been a complete mistake.
That was my first thought, that you had forgotten that you had it. It was showing up on your tracker, but yeah, it ended up not really being a big deal. I mean, it was a unique item, but it didn't really lock anything. It was the Book of Medora.
But it was really
really
relevant to my route. It took me into Turtle Rock from Laser Bridge, and I backdoored the whole thing, and that led me to a sword and fire rod.
Yes, it did end up looking like it could be an advantage, even though we knew that there was still other TR access, but it did help AA's routing quite a bit.
Okay, well, I guess I just got really lucky then, because I even I made a conscious thought when I went in there. I was like, okay, I don't have either key, so I have to Herapot. I'll open the compass chest, skip the big chest, go to the boss, assume it's a crystal, and if nothing else, get information. That's lucky, I guess. That's a big part of the game, right?
Yeah. We also noticed that you forgot how many crystals you had.
Yeah, that was a tracker error for sure. So what I did is I had for whatever reason, when I had just Turtle Rock and Desert were unknown, and I was thinking one of them's a crystal, one's a pendant, but I wasn't looking at the fact that I already had the pendant from Eastern. I was like, okay, Swamp's a pendant, Mire's a pendant, one of these two's a pendant. And when Turtle Rock dropped the crystal, I was like, oh, it must be Desert. I didn't even mark it as a crystal or pendant on my tracker. I just assumed that it was, and then thought I was in go mode. And I was still in go mode, item wise, but I thought after pod, okay, I can go begin, and then I guess not. But I'm glad I didn't get too messed up. I figured out the problem right away and fixed it. So that was good.
So yeah, finding pod was just a really big problem for me. I even prioritized over other options just hunting entrances, and I just picked all the ones with nothing before picking the ones with something. all that stuff up on Death Mountain that was just garbage.
Yeah, I can see that though, because like I had the same thing with just where things were with Mirror being so late, and like you'd already mentioned in the chat earlier that you did like that nice swoop into Village of Outcasts from the south, and like you'd already done everything around there except for the Mirror stuff, and getting Flute and Mirror, you can do like all the desert area entrances. Like Death Mountain becomes much more appealing. Like, yeah, I was kind of late to that as well. I definitely found it before you did, but not. I couldn't have been that much earlier.
Yeah, it was... Finding Pod was a problem. Like, honestly, my execution in the first about hour of this race was mediocre at best. I just bled time. Trying to go into Swamp without flippers was dumb. Granted, as it turned out, it would have been even worse if I did have flippers, but... Like, that overworld walk was totally needless. That stupid Tech Titan that killed me, I don't even... The only thing I could have done was just choose a different door. I think that Tektite hard locked me from going to the entrance I wanted to go to. Just
was
because
it
moved in the worst possible way.
Yeah.
It was in front of like the Hera one? The Hera and whatever.
No,
was
it was
next
in
to
front of the Mitrock. It wedged itself kind of right up there, and I tried to kill it with Fighter Sword, it didn't work. I guess another option, I think you can kill them with silver arrows. I didn't have a boomerang, which is the usual answer to that situation. So yeah, those sort of things were tragic. Man, I'm like, oh, I'm in go mode, and there's so much I haven't done. I just have to find some entrances, and I have the tools to reach every entrance in the game. I was so excited. I guess it's not really that shocking. Someone else would have done something broadly similar.
Yeah, I definitely had the same thought. I know, like you said, you thought you were in good shape, like you thought you were ahead when you found the Turtle Rock Big Key. I kind of thought the same thing. I was like, all right, well, if I find this entrance at the beginning of my entrance checks for Pod, I think I'm in good shape. If I put it to the very end, I probably lose, but I felt pretty good with
fact
so many
that
of
Desert was somewhere kind of bad too also further reassured me, because that made me think you'd probably check a majority of the other entrances in the game.
That actually, when you found Desert, it did start to look like, I mean, at that point, Ace had found Pod, and it was just a question of who's going to find the dungeon that the other one has found first. And
I mean, I didn't really do much after finding Desert. I just checked North of Grave, and then I went immediately to those two southern checks. And I had forgotten completely about the base of East Dark Death Mountain. I remembered it halfway through Pod. When I walked in the door that was Pod, I thought it was my last entrance in the game. And, I was doing the mind racing thing. Where have I forgotten? Where have I forgotten? Because you want to get ahead on that process when you're last locationing. In case you're wrong, and that's not last location.
Yeah, I definitely had like 3, I think it was just 3 scattered entrances that were going to be really hard to get to, because I was at like Dark Shopping Mall without Moon Pearl, so I never, like I came through the bombable wall, but obviously I didn't have Pearl, so I wasn't able to lift the rock, and I never got back there. I had like the Fairy Cave at West Death Mountain, and I had the Dark Potion Shop. So all kind of like...
The Potion Shop was the Potion Shop, by the way. It was pretty funny.
Oh, really? That's neat.
I mean, I went just about everywhere. I checked it on my way to Catfish. I really played the seed pretty aggressively. Like, I put off going back to Hype Cave for the other 4 items in it for a really long time, and then that, in a way, paid off because the items were bad.
I just now, when you said that, remembered you can get the first item as a bunny. Because I left immediately, didn't even talk to the NPC.
Yeah,
I talked to the NPC.
Yeah, we had noticed that, and was like, we knew from AA checking it that it was just 50 rupees, but it was something that could have been costly if it had been something important.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely. I haven't played a ton of Crosskeys, and I'm getting a lot better for sure, but there's a couple of things that I guess I just haven't been punished for yet. And I did a better job this seed. I think one thing that really helped me was that my last, 5 Crosskeys have all been entrance hunts for Go mode. So I tried to prioritize entrances a little bit heavier. especially like mid to late game. And I think that really sounds like that was the difference from a lot of what you did, Amazing Ampharos. That like I was
prioritizing entrances from mid game pretty heavily.
Sure.
Honestly, I think realistically, a lot of the time I lost was probably in the first half of the race, both from bad execution and like my early game route. I put off CAC for a while. I did basically everywhere else first. I did the eastern area. Seeing a dark cave at Eastern Palace was so bad. I was like, there is literally not a worse entrance that could be here than a dark cave.
I never went back for that. I don't know which cave it was.
It was the Death Mountain exit cave, and it went... it was somewhere stupid that was completely useless. I don't remember what particular... I think it was one of the 3 different connectors I found to South Dark World. I think that's the one that spit you out of the South Dark World Bonk Rocks. Like, there were 3 different connectors to South Dark World. The Bonk Rocks, Hype Cave entrance, and Swamp were all connector exits. And I found all of them independently, and it was... There's just a lot of walking. It's like, look, I'm in South Dark World again.
Dude, and the bomb shop, the Dark World bomb shop, was through King's Tomb. That was Spiral Cave.
Yeah, I found that so funny, and I went through King's Tomb. I didn't even walk out the door after getting the chest. I just saved it quick.
It was so funny to me, because I went to King's Tomb and I popped in, and I was like, well, that's a connector. I'll do Bonk Rocks first, then come back for this. And I went through Bonk Rocks, and I was like, well, this is a connector. Let's see where this leads. And when I came out the Bonk Rocks in the Dark World, I was like, well, I guess I'll check this, bomb shop right here. And I was like, well, that's the bottom of Spiral Cave. Oh, that's funny. But yeah, I never did like Smith Chain. I left a lot of like Zora areas, like Zora Ledge, Catfish, all those like freestanding items.
Zora Ledge is where I failed to Ancilla Fake Flipper, I think, 3 times in one of my various execution problems. I did get it. It was Bombos, by the way. I never used it, but I got it.
Nice. Yeah, I feel like that probably saved me a little bit of time. And I feel like I overall played pretty well. I bonked a lot. For whatever reason, I had a really bad trouble with like stopping my dashes correctly, but otherwise, I think I did okay.
Oh yeah, that was another heart sink moment when the boots were in the vanilla CAC well, and I'm like, well, I did a lot of walking around without these.
Yeah, I was sort of late to that too. I would guess that I had them earlier than what it sounds like you had them.
I guess I didn't do everything without them. Like, I didn't go to the southeast shore of Lake Hylia without him, but I did go, to Agha's Cave, and I did the whole eastern area. Those were basically my first 2 plays.
Yeah, I think Ace actually did have the boots a little bit earlier, but not much. It was pretty close.
Oh, and then there's the other horrible early game mistake I made. I put it out of my mind. It was so awful. So, fun fact, if you shoot 3 arrows at the ball and chain guard, you need to hit him once with your sword and set up the death warp, not 7 times. When you hit him the second time and he dies, you have a problem. I probably lost at least 30 seconds, I had no way to death warp out of the basement of the castle.
Oh, really? I had bombs.
I could have bombed myself 5 times, but that didn't seem viable. Yeah, I just walked it out.
I believe that. For some reason, I took a death warp in the Dark Cross, in the dark, like off of the rats instead of bombing myself. I only had 2 hearts, but I was like, all right, I'm going to take all this damage from the bat and the snakes, and it was really slow, surprisingly. I was like, what am I doing? I have bombs.
Yeah, I had lamp already, so it wasn't even like a question when I was there.
Oh, gotcha.
But, yeah, and that's just... Like, it's something unlucky that happened to me. I guess a little unlucky the green guard got in the way and made me kill him, because he would have been the backup plan if he didn't do that. But, not setting up the death warp is it's my fault completely.
Right.
But yeah, GG AceZer0, it sounds like we did have a pretty compelling race in the end. Absolutely. And I'm sure there's a million things to differentiate. And thanks a lot, guys, for picking up this restream. It was, I know, super last minute.
No problem.
Yeah.
We got you.
Yeah, thanks. Good luck going forward, Amazing Ampharos, in your next match.
good luck in the winners bracket. Of course, the way winners brackets work out, you're going to have a lot of waiting ahead of you.
Yep. I mean, yeah, you might have lost this race, but you're not out of the tournament yet. Amazing. But yeah, with that being said, we'll send you all over. Before we end the stream here, I just want to quickly note that program for today has pretty much concluded. There is still lots and lots of cross-key tournament matches that are going to be happening, so do check out the Zelda Speedrun schedule on the main Zelda Speedruns webpage, or just type !schedule in the chat like I just did there. Also, thank you so much for the commentators as well, CyberChowerX and Jake Hopper earlier. Thank you again so much for that. And yeah, don't forget to also check out the Zelda 2 Randomizer. That's the Zelda 2 Randomizer weekly race that is going to be happening tomorrow at pretty much this time. It's going to start 1 a.m. UTC. 9 p.m. Eastern Time on Tuesday, or 1 a.m. on Wednesday. Already a day after. And yeah, with that being said, I think we're ready to call it off here. So, any final words from you all?
I pretty much said my piece. GG again. Thanks for the restream, especially with the short notice, and I hope everyone has a good one.
Anything from you, Ace?
No, just going to echo the same things. Thanks for all your help. Restream, commentators, I guess. Since Jacob was here as well, tracker, whoever that was, we appreciate it.
Alright, everyone. Catch you next time.
Yep. Bye, everyone.